think, sir, we can, if you permit, we can start gradually with the basic topic of what are the existing challenges for the hospital, ICU hospital setup, uh, looking towards the incidents happening for the fire. So we have, sir, Dr. Vasant Patel, sir, in between us. He is a renowned senior physician of Ahmedabad, and he is a very good social worker also, as being a doctor, who can address the issues of the society to the government and through the medium of media. He is having a very good listening with the media people across the state of Gujarat, sir. So, Dr. Rakesh Sasudri, sir, we would like to request on behalf of our group, Dr. Vasant Patel, sir, to share his way of experience with the COVID hospital. Recently, उनकी hospital भी COVID hospital में consider हुई है. So, we would like to know from him what are the right challenges for the COVID hospitals as far as fire is concerned, sir.
Okay, so we welcome to guest faculty who is working in that particular premises where such incident are happening. So it is said that nobody knows better than
My doctor.
No. The premises, factory or house. Nobody knows better than his owner or resident.
Absolutely.
What are the problem? So today, initially, we are going to listening what are the challenges and constraints and what are their insight. The person who is day in, day out working in such premises where such fire incident in past and recent are happening. So we all welcome on behalf of Fire Safe Bharat Series 10, powered by Life Protector Association of India. So we want to listen from you, sir. Please keep your video on and share whatever you want to, would you like to share, please.
Dr. Vasant, sir, we request you to unmute yourself, sir, and with your video on, sir.
Away?
Yes, you are audible, you are visible, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much to all. अभी फायर और कोविड हॉस्पिटल ये दोनों पैरेलल चल रहा है. जितना कोविड हॉस्पिटल नंबर्स बढ़ रहे हैं उतने हॉस्पिटल में फायर इंसिडेंट्स बढ़ रहे हैं. बिकॉज जो ऑक्सीजन कंजम्पशन है कोविड वायरस की वो बहुत ज्यादा है. पर्टिकुलरली आईसीयू सेटअप की बात करें तो कि जहां वेंटिलेटर और बाइपेप उसमें ऑक्सीजन फ्लो इतना ज्यादा रहता है कि सेंट्रल लाइन जो ऑक्सीजन प्रेशर की होती है उसमें भी प्रेशर काफी प्रेशर से ऑक्सीजन जाता है. दूसरी बात ये है ये इंसिडेंस मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है अभी तक का मेरा जो एनालिसिस है कि भाई जो कोविड अस्पताल के छोड़ के दूसरी अस्पताल में इतने सालों से अस्पताल चल रही हैं पूरे इंडिया में, मगर कोविड आने के बाद ये फायर इंसिडेंस बढ़ा है. ये कोइंसिडेंस नहीं, ये भी है. और साथ में जो रिक्वायरमेंट अपने आईसीयू की बात कर रहे हैं दोबारा की आईसीयू में अभी ओवरलोड इतना है. पेशेंट आईसीयू जो बेसिक सेटअप होता है कभी कभी वो 8 बेड का होता है और अभी कोविड ओवरलोड और पेशेंट डिमांड और ट्रीटमेंट इसके लिए कहीं जगह पे 8 की जगह पे 10 बेड भी डालने पड़ते हैं अस्पताल को कि अभी किसी की लाइफ बचा सके. और उसके सामने जो हॉस्पिटल का जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है जो उसका इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन वायरिंग जो है वो वही का वही रहता है. एट द टाइम ऑफ बिल्डिंग हॉस्पिटल्स ये जो लोड इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन का उसने 50 बेड की अस्पताल बनाया है किसी ने, मगर उसको पता है कि 50 में से मेरी ऑक्यूपेंसी 25 ही रहने वाली है. तो शायद कहीं पे इतना लोड एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते हम लोग कि भाई ये 50 बेड फुल हो जाएंगे, 15 बेड का आईसीयू फुल हो जाएगा. तब जो वायरिंग जो होता है उसका हीटिंग उसका टेम्परेचर वो भी काफी बढ़ता है. और ऑक्सीजन उसको मिलता है, तो फायर वहां से शुरू हो जाता है, क्योंकि कंटिन्यूअस 24 आवर्स। अभी एक पेशेंट हमारा डिस्चार्ज हुआ, उसके पीछे बाहर वेटिंग में पड़ा ही है, वो उसको बाहर भेजा, दूसरा तुरंत वो बेड पे आ ही जाएगा। इतना ओवरलोड चल रहा है, उतना रश चल रहा है। अभी आज की तारीख में तो बहुत ही ओवरलोड है। तो ये उसको कैसे मैचअप कर पाना, वो भी हमारे लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। और जो पुराने बिल्डिंग में अस्पताल है, जहाँ के कॉमर्शियल कॉम्प्लेक्स है और पुराने वाले जो मकान रो हाउसेस या रेसिडेंस में अस्पताल है, वहीं पे भी कई काफी जगह पे आईसीयू है। तो वहां पे भी फिर इवैक्यूएशन का इश्यू भी आता है कभी कभी फायर के बाद। तो ये सब प्रॉब्लम काफी ज्यादा हम फेस कर रहे हैं। और गवर्नमेंट को भी उतना जल्दी आईसीयू सेटअप चाहिए, भी आपके पास ये है, चलो आप ये स्टार्ट कर दो, चलो आपके पास ये है, चलो आप आईसीयू सेटअप चालू कर दो। मगर जो बेसिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है उतना वो कंपेटिबल नहीं होता है, और शायद इसकी वजह से कहीं ओवरलोड हो जाता है और ये एक्सीडेंट होता है। और जो फायर का जो सेंट्रल लाइन की बात करते हैं, तो कहीं काफी अस्पताल में सेंट्रल लाइन रूटीनली इतनी यूज नहीं होती है। ये कोविड के हिसाब से फिर वो सेंट्रल लाइन सबको चालू कर देनी पड़ती है, तो उसकी वजह से भी वो सेंट्रल लाइन लीकेज और कहीं जो शॉर्ट सर्किट और वो फायर और ऑक्सीजन दोनों का एक साथ में मिलना, वहीं से फायर शुरू हो जाता है। और कंजेशन और ट्रैफिक ज्यादा होने की वजह से हमको इवैक्यूएशन में भी इश्यू आता है। और साथ साथ में स्टाफ को तो ट्रेनिंग देते रहते हैं हम टाइम से टाइम, फिर भी अभी जो कोविड की बात करते हैं तो फ्रिक्वेंटली स्टाफ चेंज भी होता रहता है कि भाई कोई स्टाफ है, अभी आज एक ए हॉस्पिटल ने एक्स अमाउंट ऑफर किया है, बी हॉस्पिटल उसको X+2 करेगा, तो दे आर मूविंग। सो वो भी ट्रेनिंग देने से पहले कहीं मूव कर जाता है। और मैं आप सभी लोगों से एक रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि एक आपका एक ऐसा वीडियो एक बनाया जाए कि पब्लिक को एड्रेस करके, जो भी सभी एक्सपर्ट ही है फायर प्रिवेंशन में, तो एक शॉर्ट फिल्म बनाई जाए 15 मिनट की, तो उसको हम नेशनल मीडिया और स्टेट लाइव मीडिया में उसको हम गवर्नमेंट को बोल के बताएं कि भाई ये आपको ये जो 15 मिनट की ये शॉर्ट फिल्म है फायर प्रिवेंशन की, वो सबको दिखाए। वो हम गवर्नमेंट को भी बोल सकते कि भाई दिस इज नेसेसरी। डोमेस्टिक फायर, इंडस्ट्रियल फायर एंड हॉस्पिटल, सभी में, कॉमर्शियल में, कि भाई पर्टिकुलर अभी कोविड चल रहा है तो कोविड में पेशेंट एजुकेशन, डॉक्टर एजुकेशन, स्टाफ एजुकेशन, ये तीनों के बारे में एक शॉर्ट फिल्म बन जाए 10 मिनट की या ऐसी कुछ, तो काफी हेल्पफुल हो जाएगी सारी कोविड अस्पतालों को पूरे इंडिया में, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। तो अभी आप लोग उसके ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस करोगे। थैंक यू।
डॉक्टर वसंत पटेल साहब को अभी आप सुन रहे थे, उन्होंने आपको जो भी चैलेंजेस हैं हॉस्पिटल में, क्या चैलेंजेस हैं, क्या कंस्ट्रेंट है, और नीड ऑफ आवर जिसे कहते हैं हम, कि आज की ज़रूरत क्या है। क्योंकि सारे इंतजामात होने चाहिए, लेकिन उससे भी ऊपर आज एक ह्यूमैनिटी और एक मानव जीवन की रक्षा करना भी सबसे बड़ी जिम्मेदारी हॉस्पिटल स्टाफ की या हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट की हो गई है। तो दोनों को मैचअप कर पाना, एक बड़ी तेजी से भाग रहा है, एक पहले धीरे से चल रहा था, अभी उसको हमको दौड़ाना है, जिसको हम फायर सेफ्टी कहते हैं। पहले से ही बहुत धीमी गति से चल रहा था, वो कई जगह था ही नहीं, कई जगह आज पैदा हुआ या कुछ महीने पहले पैदा हुआ होगा फायर सेफ्टी। तो दोनों चीज़ों को किस तरह से स्केल अप किया जाए और एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे या एक पेज पे कैसे लाया जाए, ये बहुत बड़ा गैप हो चुका है। हाउ टू ब्रिज द गैप, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। सो रिसोर्सेज जो हैं उनको, और आपकी नीड है उसको, रिसोर्स तो आज ही तुरंत नहीं बन पाएंगे फायर सेफ्टी के, बोलिए आप, कि आपके तक स्केल अप हो जाए। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट जो है वो है अवेयरनेस, कैपेबिलिटी बिल्डिंग और अर्ली डिटेक्शन ऑफ फायर और लोड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इन हॉस्पिटल, हाउ मच लोड यू आर हैविंग एंड हाउ मच ओवरलोड इक्विपमेंट आर बीइंग रनिंग। साथ ही साथ इक्विपमेंट, जैसा डॉक्टर साहब ने बताया अभी कि इक्विपमेंट 24/7 रनिंग है और रनिंग ही रहने वाले हैं, क्योंकि जितने पेशेंट्स आ रहे हैं उनकी संख्या के हिसाब से कभी अनुमान नहीं लगाया गया था कि ये इक्विपमेंट इतने चलेंगे। जैसे वेंटिलेटर है, किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में वेंटिलेटर की संख्या किस तरीके से निर्धारित की जाती है कि उसका फ्लो कितना है पेशेंट का साल भर में, किस तरह की क्रिटिकलिटी के पेशेंट्स आ रहे हैं, तो वो चीजें एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लगता है आज की परिस्थिति में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है इलेक्ट्रिकल सेफ्टी एंश्योर करना। अगर हमने अस्पतालों में इलेक्ट्रिकल सेफ्टी एंश्योर कर ली और फायर फाइटिंग सिस्टम, फिक्स फायर फाइटिंग सिस्टम, और ये अगर आज हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, आने वाले समय में इन चीजों में समय लगेगा, तुरंत ये नहीं बन पाएंगी। तो सबसे पहले हम क्या कर सकते हैं, जो हमें प्रायोरिटी सेट करनी है। फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी हमारी क्या है? फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी है हमारी कॉज ऑफ फायर, आग क्यों लग रही है। फायर फाइटिंग सिस्टम नहीं है, उसकी वजह से आग नहीं लग रही है। हमारा ध्यान डाइवर्ट हो रहा है कि फायर फाइटिंग सिस्टम नहीं है। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात है लाइफ सेफ्टी अरेंजमेंट्स क्या है, वहाँ एस्केप रूट कितने हैं, डिटेक्शन का अगर हम सोच सकते हैं कि डिटेक्शन के क्या अरेंजमेंट्स हैं, और फायर इनिशियल स्टेज में अगर लग गई तो उस समय नेक्स्ट आता है हमारा बेसिक फायर फाइटिंग अरेंजमेंट्स होने चाहिए, जिसे हम कहते हैं पोर्टेबल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर्स। ट्रेन्ड स्टाफ होना चाहिए, जैसे डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा स्टाफ को ट्रेनिंग देते हैं, वो चला जाता है, X+2 अमाउंट मिलता है, तो वो बात भी एक चैलेंज है। लेकिन फर्स्ट फोकस पॉइंट हमारे पहला तो इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टम, अगर हमने कुछ सोच लिया उसके बारे में, ट्रिप मैकेनिज्म या ओवरलोड जो चल रहे हैं उसको साइकिल में किस तरीके से चेंज किया जाए कि मान लीजिए एक आईसीयू रूम में 4 एसी हैं, तो पहले हम उनको 8 घंटे या 12 घंटे पहले 2 को चलाएं, 2 को रेस्ट दे दें। तो इस तरह का कुछ मैकेनिज्म बनाया जाए ताकि हर एक इलेक्ट्रिकल डिवाइस का यूज हम जुडिशियसली और एज पर रिक्वायरमेंट कैसे करें। अभी एसी का टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल मैकेनिज्म है, आप एसी का टेम्परेचर जितना कम एसी टेम्परेचर आप रखेंगे उतना ज्यादा लोड होगा, उतना ही ज्यादा फायर के चांसेस ज्यादा होंगे। तो कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज में कुछ जगह लोगों ने क्या किया है कि एसी का टेम्परेचर फिक्स कर दिया है कि इससे ज्यादा वो नीचे इंडिविजुअल एसी को ले जा नहीं सकता। कई जगह 24 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड कर दिया है। तो आप ऐसा आइडेंटिफाई करें कि कहाँ ये कुछ छोटे छोटे अगर परिवर्तन हम ला पाए तो इस तरह की घटनाओं को हम कम कर सकते हैं, मतलब टाल सकते हैं, डिले कर सकते हैं। लेकिन फायर प्रिवेंशन, फायर फाइटिंग, लाइफ सेफ्टी जो एंश्योर करना है वो एक बहुत लंबी जर्नी है, तुरंत की तुरंत नहीं होने वाली है। तो हमको प्रायोरिटी सेट करना पड़ेगी, प्रायोरिटी 1, 2, 3, 4, और उसी के साथ में टाइम बाउंड कि ये प्रायोरिटी 1 के जो टास्क हैं वो हमको कितने समय में करने हैं, प्रायोरिटी 2 के कितने समय में करने हैं, और 3 के कितने करने पड़ेगा। नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी आएगी कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व। आपकी जो प्रायोरिटी टास्क की है उसमें कॉस्ट किसमें इन्वॉल्व है। जिनमें कोई भी कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व नहीं है, माइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशन, छोटा सा चेंज लाने से अगर आप इंजीनियरिंग कंट्रोल से उसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं तो वो। साथ ही साथ आपके जो नियर बाई फायर ब्रिगेड है उनके साथ आपका डेली संपर्क होना, कि हॉस्पिटल के स्टाफ को नंबर ही नहीं पता होगा, आग लगेगी तो उसको पता ही नहीं होगा किसको बताना है। तो डेली हमारा एक मैकेनिज्म रहे कि हॉस्पिटल के स्टाफ के साथ हम बात करें, फायर कंट्रोल रूम से बात करें कि भाई ये आपका नंबर है, ये काम कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है। तो ये छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं। अब हम स्टार्ट करेंगे कुछ पुरानी जो घटनाएं हुई हैं, जैसे हमारा कैलकाटा में सबसे बड़ा जो डिजास्टर हुआ था हॉस्पिटल का, वो एमरी हॉस्पिटल, उसको फायर डिटेक्ट हुआ और फायर स्टाफ तक मैसेज पहुंचने में बहुत ज्यादा डिले हुआ। वायलेशन ऑफ कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज वहां देखने को मिले। ऐसा कहा जाता है कि अगर फायर मिनिस्ट्री होनी चाहिए इंडियन फायर सर्विस को या फायर इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए, लेकिन कैलकाटा वेस्ट बंगाल स्टेट ऐसा है जहां मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फायर होने के बाद भी वो वहाँ पे वो चीजें जो जरूरत की इम्प्लीमेंट करना चाहते थे, जो ऑडिट में हाईलाइट हुआ, वो नहीं हो पाया। तो ये एक काफी क्रिटिकल मैटर है जो आज हम डिस्कस करने के लिए, ताकि हम लोगों को, हमारी फायर फर्टर्निटी को जागरूक कर सकें। तो मैं अभी इसको आगे कंटिन्यू करना चाहूंगा। स्वास्तिक, हु वुड लाइक टू स्पीक, यू कैन इनवाइट नाउ।
Yeah, thank you. R.C. Sharma, sir, former director, Delhi Fire Service, for golden suggestion on making hospital fire safe hospital.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Sir,
Yes.
good afternoon. You are not visible properly. I think there is a orientation you need to change, because background is very, you can say,
Maybe the background is appears to be 1 minute. Let me try that.
or you need to on few lights in your room.
Is that okay now?
Yeah, perfect, sir.
Is it better?
Ji.
Okay. See, the thing is, we have
Sir, your
seen all
face
these
is
things
not
and we have been
visible.
discussing.
Now, okay. Okay, now visible. Correct. Please continue,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, we have seen these lot of suggestions coming from here and there. And first, let me take the last suggestions, Fire Ministry. Well, I don't think this is going to really help us in any way. It's okay. These are political solutions, and we may say something. Who is going to work? Now, we have seen some of the incidents in the past, some of the CCTV footage. One of the COVID hospital in Gujarat. And there we saw that, the Jadeja has circulated that, and it was such a nice, informative video that you can straight away look into that and you can understand what are the problems, how things go wrong, how much time we do have. And every electrical fire minded, I have spent about more than 40 years in the fire service operational duties and seen everything everywhere. Wherever there was a fire, electrical fire, and I asked anybody who was present there, what did he see? The 99% response was, sir, dhamaka hua, ekdam itna dhua hua ke we had to run away from there. No, that is the situation. And it's a fact. Some of the CCTV footages we have seen, that has happened really. So if that is happening, then where is the problem in calling somebody, fire brigade coming and doing something? These are the things of, I think we can talk about this, but that's the least important so far as life safety is concerned. Fire brigade cannot be depended upon for saving life. For that, every hospital, every house, every building, they have to have certain basic minimum facilities which are required. If they are available, we can think of saving life. Otherwise, we cannot. Now, talking about again the same CCTV footage. It is, I think, about 3 minutes footage. And if you see just only 1.5 minute, second part of it, then this Vadodara fire, I think, Sayaji Hospital. This footage shows that fire in a ventilator in one of the hospital room, COVID hospital, about 5 or 6 patients were there and 5 or 6 doctors were available, doctors or supporting staff. Something went wrong in that ventilator. They started running and doing something, switching off the things and all that. See, the first thing most important I consider is in an electrical fire, if you switch off the electricity, 90% of the problem is solved. The type of banging and the patakas and sound that will go off, and fire, normally it will come down, it will cool down quickly. It will not give that sort of smoke and that noise which normally it will be giving if we are not able to switch off the power supply. So for fighting a fire, for reducing the smoke, for avoiding all these problems, first step for electrical fire is switching off the power supply. Now, we have seen invariably, even in that CCTV footage, the switch is not accessible. It is not easily accessible to the doctors. And doctor has to switch off that by raising his heel and probably reaching above the lot of other equipments are there. No, this is something very, very important, and nobody paid you this. We don't consider this important. We know, and this, already this discussion was I heard when I joined little 5 minutes late. But whatever I heard is the electrical equipments, they are overstressed. They are running continuously. I think they get only the time, rather rest, when we are changing the patient. Otherwise, they are running 24/7. So if that is the case, that is being overloaded, getting overheated, and that the problem is, we understand such things will happen. And then, but the next thing which is there, which I consider very important, is the safety devices like MCB, ELCB, they are not tripping. We understand that any fault in any equipment, these devices are meant to trip. And if they are tripping properly, they do the function properly, then one of the problem is solved. Power supply is cut off automatically and fire will not spread or smoke will not spread. Now, why it is not happening? Going a little more into this, we have come to an understanding that probably the MCB is not able to trip because of certain other reason which we do not consider at all. That is the proper quality of wiring. If electrical wiring is not of grade 2, that is least resistance copper wiring, if we are using domestic grade, the grade 5 or this thing, that is there, which is a little cheaper but more resistance, that will not allow the tripping mechanism to function quickly. But that is so, either two things are happening in this. Either our MCB is not of quality. Number two could be, it is not tripping because of the reason that the wiring is not good enough. So whatever may be the reason, can we think of now as a hospital, if I am a person buying an equipment for my hospital, I'll request them, can you put an additional MCB onto this every equipment, which is probably running round the clock and maybe having a short circuit or something and leading to such problem. So if that is so, at least the main switch is not tripping, main MCB, this local MCB may trip. So now my problem is, I understand that so all these hospitals, most of the incidents are initiated by electrical fire, electrical equipment, window AC or whatever it is. Now that thing, if something happens, possible, it is possible, it can happen, it has been happening. Now what we can do in a hospital, we have got how many people? It may be day, it may be night. Only nurse and doctor is available, and it happens in the ward. Whom you can come for your help? Nobody. Whatever is required to be done is to be initiated by the doctor and nurses who are present on duty. Even though they cannot call security person or the fire person is sitting in the control room. There is no time. Even if they have got automatic alarm, yes, okay, alarm will go into the control room, somebody may come. But then you have seen some of the footages that it is just only 1 minute or so, 1.5 minutes, that you have to act. In that, what is required is switching off the first thing, trying to control extinguish the user. Fire extinguisher is already mentioned by Dr. Rakesh that yes, that is the next thing to do. But the most important factor is, we have also known, we have seen in all these incidents, MRI, yes. Other hospital, wherever children have died in that Bombay hospital, and some of that, I don't remember the name, but yes, we all know that most of the deaths have taken place due to smoke suffocation. So that means smoke was not possible to vent out the smoke. Now, venting facility is another factor which is just most important, much more than the firefighting facilities. Firefighting facilities will help you to control the fire, but if there is a full of smoke environment, you cannot enter, you cannot locate the seat of fire, and forget about fighting a fire, you cannot dare to enter over there. So if that is the situation, when there is an electrical fire, to vent out the smoke, there has to be some facility. And now many of the hospitals I see, they are, for whatever reason, they try to make it a glass facade buildings. And if there is a glass facade building, no openable windows, no venting facilities, and we are going to have it. We have in these hospitals or whatever premises they are, we have created a place. If there is a fire, we cannot think of saving our life. Now, just think it of. Wherever we go, in whatever premises, whatever maybe hospital or any other, you get hotels also, so it's a glass facade building and no openable windows. Breaking of the glass is not feasible, that's not desirable. When there is a fire, you think of finding something to break the glass. The MRI people were I mean, they broke the glass and tried to rescue you, people using the ropes and ladders and as your extension ladders, hydraulic platform also. But is it really possible in a hospital? So when we talk about hospital, we should know, we must know, evacuation is not desirable. If at all we have to do little bit evacuation of the place which is on fire, we should have some facility, do it locally on the same floor, laterally. We should have some other safe area segregated by a fire door or something. Maybe if you've got 1,000 square meter, you can have 500 square meter sections. If you've got more, you can, I mean, divide that total floor into number of segregated areas so that if there is something on one side, you can shift to the other side. That is easily possible. Otherwise, taking them through the stairs or using lift is not feasible. You cannot think of. And when especially we are talking about patients in ICU, can we do that? Try to do a drill. Try to shift 2 patients from ICU to the ground level. How much time, how much resources is required? Mind-boggling. So the evacuation, forget about evacuation in a hospital. We can never think of that. We should never envisage that. So possibility should be try to see that our fire prevention activities are the topmost. Fire should not occur. If it occurs, we should have enough safety facilities, overrides to control that thing. Something goes wrong, see that we have got at least openable doors and windows so that smoke can go out. Glass facade building, we had it. We cannot do anything. And I tell you, I have seen many of the hospitals, very, I mean, reputed hospitals, they have got central air conditioning, only supply of cold air or hot air to the rooms. There is no facility for venting out that smoke. So what do you do in this case? I'm telling you, I don't name the hospital. Reputed hospital, central AC, full glass facade, and I mind it, if there is a fire in that hospital also, we are going to have same situation as we had in MRI. Because reason is smoke is going to be there.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
One of our participant has given a question on chat box about what happens if MCP trip and the person is on critical condition. He is asking that we are focusing on electrical safety devices trip mechanism. Suppose there is a person who is in ICU and due to these safety devices, the entire power got tripped, then what will happen to the critical person?
Now, I think if because of this problem, entire electricity got tripped, you have got a problem. But to compare the two problems, if you have got a fire and smoke created in the same premises, and then you have to switch off. The next thing first thing you have to do is you have to switch off the electricity. I'm talking of switching off the electricity to that equipment, not to whole of your ward. Mind it, because there may not be only one ventilator unit. There may be other different units. I'm talking about switching off of one unit which is on fire, and every unit has to have independent power supply switch off facility. So now compare the two. See, when we have got two options, we choose best of the two. One is you do not switch off, let the fire go on, let the supply go on to that person who is on ICU and on these units. Now what will happen? You cannot control the fire like this by using extinguisher unless you switch off the power supply. Even if you do that, smoke is going to be there. Can you think of keeping him there and running all the facilities and all? Maybe you have got another 5, 6 or 8 patients in that same room. Can you think of risking life of 8 persons rather than 1 person? And you have to, in any case, if you have to switch off the supply, remove all the things, and then you have to remove the patient. Well, here the best solution or best option will be you have alternate arrangement. You've got a ventilator which can be fitted on his nose, and while moving on transferring, you can continue the oxygen supply. If you've got a pipe supply, fixed pipe supply, from where then you get a portable cylinder, also oxygen cylinder, so that you can continue the oxygen supply till you go to the other place. Now, say you can find alternate for everything, but we are talking about feasible areas, possibilities. मैं वही कह सकता हूं कि भैया ये ऑक्सीजन का एक आपके पास स्टोरेज टैंक है, आप 2 लगाओ, एक सेकंड स्टैंड बाई में लगाओ. नो, आई डोंट थिंक दिस इज फिजिबल. आप मनी भी चाहिए, पैसा भी चाहिए आपको. हाँ, ये कह सकते हैं कि भाई हर एक वार्ड में आप 2-2 सिलेंडर एक्स्ट्रा रखो लगा के, सेम पाइपलाइन में कनेक्टेड. अगर ऐसा कुछ हो जाए कि लाइन में डिस्टर्बेंस आ गई, सप्लाई पूरी बंद हो रही है, for half an hour, for 1 hour, whatever you calculate the capacity and the cylinder capacity and number of people, you use the internal facility. You can have individual cylinder, small cylinder, bigger 2 cylinders connected to the same supply. Switch off the outside supply, continue with the inner one. Now this is ये कोई फायर फाइटिंग की साइंस नहीं है. This is a common sense. If I am having some problem, and then what alternate solution I can have, and that solution has to be viable, not too costly. वो तो बातें ऐसा बहुत जरूरी है. मैं कह रही एक एक्स्ट्रा लगाओ, नहीं, पॉसिबल नहीं है भाई. एक ही लगाना मुश्किल हो रहा है, दूसरा कहां से लगाएगा? For facing a situation likely which may or may not happen. So that's how. So these are the 2 areas I have spoken to, and the most important factor, as I mentioned, is existing rules. They say ventilation, they mention about smoke management, but we in fire services have never been serious about this particular aspect. So that being the reason, अगर आग लगती है तो हम खाली वही देखते हैं कि जाके शीशे तोड़े, विंडो खोल दी और जाके धुआं कुछ निकल गया, we try to do something. Well, that is okay, we are doing, we'll continue to do. But now here we are talking about built-in facilities to ensure that we avoid most of the incidents. What can be done for that? Electrical safety, other things. If something goes wrong, we avoid loss of life. For that, what to do? Smoke management, smoke venting. Then next is firefighting facilities. That again is very important, of course, but that is as per मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है 30-40-45 साल का, उसमें मुझे लगता है कि हमें तो फायर फाइटिंग इज द लास्ट प्रायोरिटी, जो कि हम एज ए फायर सर्विस पीपल हम वही जाके देखते हैं. टैंक है, पंप है, ऑटोमेटिक है, चल रहा है, प्रेशर 3 kg है, टेरिस, ओके, दीज आर ओके. So for that matter, for fighting a fire in a small equipment in the beginning, we do not expect people assistance from outside. Now, the next important function is the awareness on the part of the hospital staff, doctors, nursing staff. Next is security staff. इन तीनों को अगर इंफॉर्मेशन है कि आपके हॉस्पिटल में हैजर्ड क्या है, मींस ऑफ एस्केप क्या है, फायर फाइटिंग फैसिलिटी क्या है. अब डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा कि वो आदमी बदलते रहते हैं, इट्स ए कॉमन, इट्स ए प्रॉब्लम फॉर देम. तो उसके लिए करना पड़ेगा कि ये जो भी आपके फायर ऑफिसर या हॉस्पिटल में सेफ्टी ऑफिसर आपको एक डेजिग्नेट करना पड़ेगा. देखिए, जब आप एज ए डॉक्टर, योर प्रायोरिटीज आर डिफरेंट. यू कैनॉट बी looking into fire facilities that minutely. So somebody else is to be made responsible who will look into the कि भाई इन चीजों को आपने देखना है. जो नया आदमी आ रहा है उसको बेसिक जानकारी तो दो, ट्रेनिंग दो, बताओ क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है. I go to a new place, I don't know anything. किधर से निकलना है, कितने जीने हैं, कितने रास्ते, मुझे पता नहीं है भाई. तो सिक्योरिटी गार्ड आएगा, वो कोई कहीं से भगवान से सीख के थोड़ी आया है, या खाकी यूनिफॉर्म पहन के नीली यूनिफॉर्म से वो सब सीख जाएगा. नो. So system has to be developed where we make all these people aware of this. If you don't make them aware, doctors, nursing staff, and then third is security people. Maintenance वाला जो फायर का करता है वो तो रहेगा ही, उसको तो जानकारी होनी चाहिए, वो तो कर ही रहा है, वो बाद में आएगा, आग लगेगी बुझाने के लिए. These people are the last line of our action. First is the doctors, nurses. If they are able to take right action, probably we can think of saving life. अगर 2 मिनट 5 मिनट बाद फायर ब्रिगेड आया तो धुएं से भरा हुआ सब कुछ होगा, उनको पता नहीं होगा कहां पर क्या है, धुएं में पानी मारेंगे, आधा नुकसान वो वैसे कर देंगे पानी से. It's bound to happen. So now, AMRI ka, I'll just touch last thing. It was mentioned the fire brigade was late by whatever 30 minutes, 40 minutes late. Well, they got to know the fire has started. Information came to them, somebody told them, they saw the security people. They did not allow people to get in to help their probably the whatever relatives. Firefighting facility, it was there or not there, it's a different issue. But now here the problem, biggest problem was, which is again very important when we talk about smoke management, segregation of the floors vertically, horizontally. If that is not there, ventilation cannot be made effective. So means of escape, protection of means of escape, that is very essential. अपने आप जो आदमी उतरेंगे, धुआं नहीं होना चाहिए बिल्डिंग में, धुआं कैसे रुकेगा? कि जब पूरी प्रॉपर कंपार्टमेंटेशन होगी, कॉरिडोर्स की, स्टेयर्स की, बेसमेंट से ऊपर कुछ नहीं आएगा, दैट इज ए समथिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. And in that itself, the next important factor is vertical separation plus positioning your electrical panels, main switching panels in the upper floors. मैंने हॉस्पिटल्स में देखा है कि बाकी सब ठीक है, लेकिन कॉरिडोर में एक रूम ऐसा है जिसमें बड़े बड़े 4-5-6 पैनल हैं, लॉट ऑफ केबल्स आर देयर. उसमें दरवाजा लगा है, उसमें लूवर्स हैं. अगर उस रूम में आग लगी तो क्या होगा भाई? इलेक्ट्रिकल वाले बोलते हैं सब इसमें लूवर्स तो हमें रखना है, क्योंकि कूलिंग रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द इलेक्ट्रिकल पैनल्स, wires, cablings, equipment. But if you do that, you can have that. So, but then ventilation for that should be arranged in a separate manner. Now, these are some very important area I consider that we look into other areas, subsequently. But these are the 3-4 most important factors. Without that, we cannot think of saving life. Please.
Sir, one question is coming to my mind, that the location of ICU generally is it decided on the higher elevation. Instead of it should be at ground floor for easy evacuation of critical person. In earlier hospital, I have seen ICU generally remain at the remotest area of ground floor. But in a nowadays high-rise building culture, it's
No, 1 minute.
kind of
I understood the question. राकेश जी, प्रॉब्लम ये है, locating the ICU at top floor has got different advantage. Infection is the biggest problem for the people who are in ICU. So they want to locate them in such an area where we have got least disturbance, least number of people coming and going. So that normally they find is the upper floors. To that extent, because that's a life-threatening area for them again. ग्राउंड फ्लोर में ओपीडी ऐसा है जो लोग आते जाते रहते हैं, ऐसी फैसिलिटीज नॉर्मली रखते हैं. तो लोकेटिंग दैट, आप एक प्रॉब्लम को देखते हुए, एंड इवैक्यूएशन, आई टोल्ड यू, इवैक्यूएशन इज नॉट द सॉल्यूशन इन ए हॉस्पिटल. इट कैन नेवर बी ए सॉल्यूशन. सो यू फॉरगेट अबाउट इवैक्यूएशन. what you can think of, and ICU evacuation is again something, I don't think it is ever possible. So what is possible is nothing should go wrong in ICU. We have to ensure that only. Something happens there. I mean, your window AC, local, I mean, you don't have central AC, but window ACs. One window AC fire can create a big problem in a big hall. You can't do anything unless you switch it off. If you switch off, probably yes. But then immediately after switch off, you have to take some firefighting action. Maybe water or whatever it is. So this is how. Now, who is going to do this? Again, the doctors, nursing staff. शिप में जा रहे हो, ऐसा मानना पड़ेगा. समुद्र के बीच में हो, 1000 किलोमीटर अंदर हो, 7 मंजिल की बिल्डिंग ऊपर है, 7 मंजिल के नीचे बेसमेंट है, और आग लगी, क्या करोगे? नो फायर ब्रिगेड. So you should know everything yourself. तो ये हॉस्पिटल में, और स्पेशली when we talk about ICU or these wards, in the night, the people who are available there, they are the masters. They have to understand and they have to know everything. They have to be made capable. अगर आप उनको छोड़े, वो तो डॉक्टर हैं भैया, ये फायर वाले करेंगे, तो फॉरगेट अबाउट इट. यू कैन नेवर सेव द लाइफ. फायर वाले के इंतजार करोगे, जब तक वो आएगा तब तक तो धुआं इतना भर जाएगा कि उसको पता नहीं लगेगा अंदर कहाँ पे क्या है. So we have to act before that situation comes, and that situation happens within 2 or 3 or maximum 4 or 5 minutes. Do we expect fire brigade to come there within that time? Forget about it.
Sir, with your permission, I would like to add something with R.C. Sharma sir's views.
Please go ahead.
Sir, mostly R.C. Sharma sir has covered most of the views about the hospital safety. 2 things I would like to add in that. Don't we think so that we should have a compulsorily fire safety manager post with 3 shifts in every hospital? If we are not able to do that thing, then we should make this compulsory for every anesthetist, senior anesthetist, or senior boy, or a watchman to be well equipped and how to deal with the initial fire response. This is very, very critical. As sir has rightly said, nobody can wait for a fire brigade to come and douse the fire in between these critical 5 to 6 minutes. Smoke ventilation is the biggest challenge in every hospital. So we should,
My suggestion is, please, my
Yes, sir.
suggestion is, in spite of you have a regular fire officer and safety officer, because he's going to be there for 8 hours.
so 3 shifts, all for 3 shifts. It's not for one shift, it's for 3 shifts.
So even then, say where he will sit. You think of a hospital which is a very big size. He'll be sitting in a maybe fire control room or a room allocated to him.
Sir,
Fire
nearby to
maintenance-
ICU.
Then thing is,
I want to add in this point.
Yes, sir.
There is a written guideline that fire safety officer is mandatory in hospital
Yes,
and such
it is there.
installation, but it is not happening due to rightly R.C. Sharma sir said it should be in 3 shifts. Few hospital has implemented as a fire safety officer for general shift. And what about the night shift when he is not there? And what about then he will be on leave out of his station? Then the basic question is lies on the capacity building of the people who are working inside these sophisticated, or you can say special buildings. So they should be capable to deal such type of any emergency. Their capacity building should be our focus point instead of recruitment of fire safety officer full time and such buildings, which is not feasible. I think so, because
Sir,
I have
both
found
have to be
it
done.
hard to get one officer in one hospital only.
सर मैंने
वो
टीवी
कैसे
डिबेट में सर मैंने टीवी डिबेट में ओपनली बोला था, अगर शेर पालने का शौक है तभी शेर पालो. अगर हॉस्पिटल खोलना है, it is your responsibility. You are bound to save the life of the patient. अगर आप कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में नहीं आते हैं, then you don't open the hospital.
मिलिंद भाई, we need
Yes,
to
sir.
think practically also. हमें कभी भी क्या है, जोश में आना नहीं चाहिए. जोश में आके तो बहुत सी चीजें हो सकती हैं, बहुत सी बोल सकते हैं. लिखा हुआ है, गुजरात फायर प्रिवेंशन लाइफ सेफ्टी एक्ट में लिखा हुआ है. वो लिखा हुआ एक एक्ट है, तो बोलना तो अलग बात है. एक्ट इम्प्लीमेंट ढंग से नहीं हो पा रहा क्योंकि प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम है. देयर इज अ प्रैक्टिकल
सर
प्रॉब्लम.
प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम में यही है. आई एम नॉट क्रॉस आर्ग्यूइंग. सर प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम गुजरात में सर यही है, पैसा बचाना है सर.
Milind, may I would like to interrupt in between Chaturvedi sir. जो अभी एक इसके अंदर भी आया है, एक संजय हैज आल्सो रिटन, ये जो है आप इंस्टेड एक फायर ऑफिसर को रखने से अच्छा जो आपका डेवलपमेंट है कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग, इट शुड बी फॉर ऑल. जो भी उस डॉक्टर एंड स्टाफ उसके जो नर्सेस वगैरह हैं, एवरीबडी शुड बी ट्रेन्ड इन सच अ मैनर कि जहां कुछ होता है दे शुड बी टेकिंग द एक्शन इमीडिएटली. जिस तरह इंडस्ट्रीज वगैरह में 100% को ट्रेन करते हैं, इसी प्रकार यहाँ पे भी ट्रेनिंग होनी चाहिए.
नीरज जो तुम बात कर रहे हो, एक क्लासिक एग्जांपल, आरसी शर्मा सर, आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर ए क्लासिक एग्जांपल ऑफ मुंद्रा. देयर इज ए अलायंस हॉस्पिटल दैट इज कोविड आइडेंटिफाई हॉस्पिटल. 3 months ago, 4 months ago, after this Baroda fire, the government health ministry has circulated that all these hospitals need to have a capacity building program. So people started to carry out a mock drill. One request come to me and they asked me to carry out a mock drill. Send your vehicle. We need to have this type of drill as per guideline of Health Ministry of Gujarat. I said to that government official, I will not send my vehicle. I will come along with my team, and you need to give me 3 hours. Then only we can come down there. He was very happy. We remained there 3 hours. We have trained them about the fire prevention, life safety, evacuation, as well as firefighting system they have installed there. Again, there is a revalidation mock drill we have carried out to check how much they have learned. They have done a wonderful job in the presence of SDM Anjar. I was also there. In one fine day, Ashish Sharma sahab, there is a fire in ELCB bust. We are saying that ELCB, RCCB, Robo are the safety devices. These need to be have in good condition. At that day, the RCB regularly getting tripped. The electrician is hired from other industry, and he is again connecting a machine from one room to one plug, other plug, and at lastly he went to the Robo, or you can say ELCB area, and started checking what is going wrong. Suddenly there is a flash fire. The electrician got burn injury on front neck. Both hands were burned. And we got a fire call message. We have moved our fire team from the port. So it will take approx 20 minutes. In between, within 7 minutes, we got call from hospital. Sir, we have put off the fire. Your vehicle is not required. But please, you do come to see what happened. So that is the classic example I am giving. Instead of having a 24/7 fire officer, you should have a mechanism for a capacity building, validation, frequent mock drill, and the more important thing, R.C. Sharma said, told that ICU, how to mobilize the ICU person. We have given a scenario to same this hospital. 8 people were required in a very small hospital from shifting one ICU center to adjacent at same floor. If you are hoping to shift the entire...
how much time was required? How much time was needed for this?
Pardon, sir?
How much time was needed for this, doing that one shifting?
Sir, time you will surprise. First, we need to have a plan how we are going to shift it. 40 minutes we have discussed where is the ventilator, how you are going to connect the next ventilator, what is the distance of that next room. Then I have given a training. Later on we have carried out this drill. Then they shifted the entire thing in coming, you can say 30 minutes. So 40-minute briefing exercise plus 30-minute actual.
Now we can understand if there is a real smoke and real fire, can we think of shifting somebody like this? Never possible.
It is not possible because it is not practical. Even though hospitals don't have such ventilators, so they should have some, like you can say, small oxygen, baby oxygen cylinder they are having. So vertical evacuation generally they do with this baby oxygen cylinder only. And we have practiced the same thing.
One more thing, this mock drill. Well, this mock drill system has got into our fires, this thing, after the NDRF, NDMA, they have come. So there's a part of their normal demo and all these things, that is a part of their exercise. But now, if a hospital or any building does not have the built-in facilities of fire prevention, fire safety, shifting horizontally onto the same floor, compartmentation, what is the fun of doing that mock drill? And normally our mock drill I have seen is the fire brigade is involved in mock drill is they come with a fire engine, they do some rescue from ladders, rescue using a hydraulic platform or some rope. Well, these are never required to be done in a hospital. What we are talking about when we talk about life safety, saving life, they have to do on their own. They have to be told how to manage that, how to keep the conditions so that they can do that quickly within the time available to them. So forget about this mock drill. Okay, you can try one, and I'll suggest never do it on the live patients. Do it on dummy patients who are not really, because in the process of shifting, we may cause a problem to somebody. No. So never do that. And this exercise or mock drill should be there conducted to show them that how much time it is going to take in case really there's a fire. And that they should be ready on their own. They should know.
Loads were not calculated correctly, I personally feel. In case government put it mandatory that double electrical load has to be there and they have to run only on the half capacity, then I think there will be no short circuit kind of issues if the electrical equipments are good. So this will prevent the fire of hospitals completely.
Right. No, I agree with this, but only thing is, when we talk about this situation now, this COVID hospitals, all the facilities, they are created overnight.
Right.
The load has doubled immediately. In the capacity of 10 beds, you are putting 20 beds.
Right.
And another 10 beds in the corridors. So the problem here is you cannot, or you have not been able to add those electrical facilities and wiring into that facility.
Right.
So those, because equipment only you are getting and you are adding onto the same maybe multi-plug and using it.
Right. Sir, multi-plug is itself an issue.
Exactly. This is a big issue.
Yeah.
The thing is, when we say the electrical, because whatever incidents we have seen in the recent past, and otherwise also, we know that more than 2/3 of the incidents are attributed to electricity.
Yeah.
Now, there are facilities now to really have a check on these thermal imaging camera.
Right.
Now, again, one more gadget is added. 5-7-2 लाख रुपए का 1 लाख आजकल तो 55,000 60,000 के मिल जाते हैं. So just best equipment. Just take the thermal imaging camera and just see the equipment. जो गर्म हो गया है उसको तो जलने वाला है. Isolate it or change it.
Sir,
the thing is, it's a fact. Electrical fire, if it happens, normally it happens because it has got fuel also and cause of fire also in the same equipment.
Right.
So the chances are more, and they are happening, and we know this. And tackling that is a big problem because the fire is going to be resulting into very thick smoke immediately, and with a lot of noise and bang, and a lot of this threat to life will be there immediately. Everybody will run away from there.
Sir, actually, these COVID times, they have taught us so many things which we had not expected any time. So
No,
these
this is
current
known.
issues, yeah,
These things are known to us, but only thing is, we have started discussing this more now,
yeah,
and that's what we are aware of. But these are known to us from the very beginning. I mean, we were not really put to that test on these
Sir,
issues. But yes,
right.
we are aware of it, but now we are discussing. So more awareness on this particular aspect is coming.
But sir,
So yes, you're right.
at present also, are we going in that direction that for new hospitals we are taking these kind of precautions? Because whatever things are going on, we cannot change. We have to face the actual situations. But for future, at least, we can do this, because if all the fires and the cause of the fire is because of the small electrical circuit, and because of that, because more oxygen is there, so it catches fire more frequently now. So this, yeah,
I agree with this. The problem is there that, okay, this is required. We know this is required. But
right,
to whom we should tell this? We are all discussing this today. Do we
Yes.
have any possibility of sending this to somebody at certain level? And does he have that capacity to take it so seriously and try to analyze it and do it? No.
sir,
See,
you
for
have
doing
raised.
this, one minute,
Sharma
one
sir,
minute.
yeah, please.
1 minute. There are certain high-level committees. They are
Right.
appointed for this purpose. Hospital में आग लगी है, इसके बारे में बताइए. They will take a decision. They are not the people who are into this. So there are some administrative authorities. They will ask A, B, C, D, E, F, and they come to something and they will circulate.
Right.
Like for education, when there were fire in Kumbakonam and other these places, education institution, they put a committee, and one of the recommendation was paint all the wooden desks and benches with fire retardant chemicals and paints.
Right.
One of the silliest recommendation. Have you ever seen any desk or bench catching fire? Solid wood? Never. So these are the type of recommendation we are getting, and we had to communicate it to the schools, and many of them did it also. करोड़ों का business हुआ है. Now this is what, when you say something, who is going to implement? From whom recommendation has come? We may be the person who have been day in and day out facing these problems. We have come to certain conclusion or understanding by going into the fires and learning from there. But we are not the decision-making authority. The problem is this.
Sir, you are right in that. But at this forum also, there are so many people who are on the panels at the level where decision makers, they are in direct touch with decision makers. I had raised the similar question, sir.
Yes.
What you had said today. I had raised the similar questions, you see, many years back, because I have been attending Institute of Fire Engineers seminars and all those things for last 20 years. So every time we used to do a exhibition and seminar, so many panel discussions happens where we used to discuss so many issues and we used to listen so many things. But what happened after that? Same topics I have listened 3 or 4 times continuously in 3 years.
Well, shall I tell you the fact?
Yeah.
All the seminars are conducted to conduct a seminar. There are certain other probably reason for doing that for certain purpose, but it is not. It is hardly something. We are talking these things very sincerely from our heart out. We are trying to discuss what is the problem. Do we know this? No, but thing is, मेरा जूता कहाँ चुभ रहा है मुझे पता है, लेकिन फैक्ट्री वाले को बताना पड़ेगा कि ऐसा जूता डेवलप करो ऐसे.
Sir, Ashish Sharma sir, I am having one query related to NBC.
Yes.
They have mentioned high-rise building, 15 meter. is it required to have a such type of elevation? And most of the fire incidents are happening in low rise, and huge loss of life were witnessed in recent past in low rise building also. So
Yes.
is it right time to change the NBC guideline for fire safety compliance for special risk buildings like hospital and other commercial complex or malls, where we have frame and review in 2016? Do you think is it
Yes.
the need of hour to have a change on that circular means
We have already done it.
guidelines?
No, we have already done it, Rakesh. If you see that some of the facilities like hospitals also, low-rise hospital in certain area more than 250 square meter or like that, you have a different area-wise and height-wise, number of floor-wise hospitals where these facilities are required. And in fact, this electrical safety is a common. In fact, in every premises where people are living or sleeping, that is required rather in that way. So, the hospitals especially or nursing homes, even a 2-story building or 3-story building or a single-story building with a basement, they are equally vulnerable. And some of the incidents which have happened, they have happened in a single-story building rather. And if they were in a multi-story building, then we could have had a still bigger problem.
Sir, I'm seeing somebody is from Maharashtra Fire. Can we take his insight on this hospital fire and if he is able to share, or he is having any question?
Hello.
I'm not able to see your name, but seeing you in your camera seems to be you belong to Maharashtra Fire. Can you throw light?
Hello, can I have one question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, actually, what has happened till today, if you have observed, most of the fire have happened to the ICUs, and we are rightly saying that ICU are more risk at a platform to have a fire, and that is again to a more of a basic installations is a problem of electricity. So whenever it is highly used, and in COVID area, rampant approval of the COVID hospitals has been given without seeing the existing facility. And there are a lot of fire happening in that. It is okay, we are saving the lives of the COVID patient. That's part of it and it has to be there. But with the same thing, whatever has happened, don't you think that there should be a norms different for a ICU hospital and non-ICU hospital? There are lot many Gujarat small nursing homes which are penalized by the fire department just because fire has occurred to some hospital. But a simple ward hospital may not have that much of a fire risk. So they should not be penalized in a similar way, those who are having an ICU. What is your say?
Well, we are not talking about any quality or quantity matter. We are talking about life safety. When we say life safety, in our own simple house, an LPG cylinder we are using, everybody is using LPG cylinder. Now, knowing about LPG safety is a must for everybody. He may be using in a juggi or a hospital or a house or a hotel. Now, this is what. So, we are talking about the facilities in different manners. But here in the COVID hospitals, one thing we are aware of that these facilities are created overnight because of pressure of so many COVID patients. And government is trying to do something to at least provide them some facilities, not lying down outside or running outside, at least provide some basic accommodation with some beds. Initially, it was with some oxygen or ventilators were added to that because that is again a requirement. Now, here the problem is that the risk is increasing because of certain other factors. Normal any premises and a premises rich in oxygen. Now, there is a lot of difference. Now, we are using oxygen for the patients as a life safety for them. Can we just analyze how much oxygen is being used, supplied into that room with maybe 6 or 10 or 12 patients? And how much is the input into that room? How much they are consuming? So after some time, quite possibly the room is very much rich in oxygen. Because how much oxygen is being fed into that 10 patients and everybody, it is not that when he's breathing, it is coming and overflowing. When he's breathing out, that is going out into the room. So that means we are having a oxygen-rich atmosphere. No, that risk of oxygen-rich atmosphere is slightly different, because if there is a spark or any such condition, we are going to have an instant fire. You can see that, demonstrate it. आप पेपर को बुझा करके और ऑक्सीजन रिच सिलेंडर के अंदर ऐसे लेके जाइए, फेयर अप. ये तो हम 5वीं 6वीं में 10वीं क्लास में एक्सपेरिमेंट करते थे, ऑक्सीजन बना के केमिकल से, एंड देन पोटेशियम क्लोराइड से गर्म करके, वी यूज्ड टू हैव इट मैग्नीशियम डाइऑक्साइड से. सो देयर वी वर ट्राइंग टू डू दैट.
Sir, sorry. Sir,
risk is there, increased because of these things.
yes,
So,
sir, one minute. I fully agree with you what you discussed. My question is, in NBC guidelines,
Yeah.
the hospitals are not categorized with ICU, without ICU. That is must, because smaller hospitals without
No,
ICU
one
are at
minute.
low risk.
1 minute.
I want to
There
intervene
are-
on
there
this
are-
point. Sharma sir,
Yeah.
I
Yes,
want to intervene.
okay.
Suppose
Please.
hospital is getting segregated on your opinion, like you are saying non-ICU and ICU, and who is going to monitor that? The hospital who is taking the NOC with ICU or without ICU?
No, it
And
is already
suppose
there, right?
one fine night he got information so much of people are need to be shift in ICU, then he will create this ICU in within few hours, then there will be a chaos.
No,
So
there are
is
the
no
recommendation, like
difference.
hospitals with OPDs without beds, there is a recommendation. Hospital with beds, so many beds, there is a recommendation. Naturally, they have tried to do that, but then say every minute thing cannot be added like this. आज इसका आया है, कल को एक्सरे मशीन का आ जाएगा, किसी में वहां इंसिडेंट हो गया तो
ICU
इसको
का
भी.
प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ये ICU ने रिस्क इंक्रीज नहीं किया है, ये पॉपुलेशन जो ICU में नंबर ऑफ पीपल आर गोइंग डे इन डे आउट, दैट इज द मेन पीपल इज द प्रॉब्लम. मशीन आर नॉट द प्रॉब्लम फॉर दिस फायर. जो इतना वॉल्यूम जा रहा है, आज इतने पेशेंट जा रहे हैं, किसी ने
Volume is not a problem. Equipment generating the heat, oxygen's presence when equipment are used, and non-AC, non-controlled environment. So all these three get together.
Why heat is generated? Because these equipment need to run 24/7,
That's why-
365 days.
No, that's
Due
why
to
I'm
this-
telling. In non-ICU hospital there is no equipment.
मिस्टर संजय, अगर आप देखेंगे तो उसके अंदर बहुत क्लियर डिफाइन किया है, डिजाइन एस्पेक्ट्स अकॉर्डिंग टू ह्यूमन एबिलिटीज दिया है. अब आप उसको आईसीयू नॉन आईसीयू कीजिए, बट उसके अंदर डिफाइन किया है अंडर 3.2 डिजाइन एस्पेक्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू ह्यूमन एबिलिटीज में नॉन एम्बुलेटरी डिसेबिलिटीज एंड एम्बुलेटरी डिसेबिलिटीज, दैट इज क्लियरली मेंशन्ड.
Yes, it is already there.
NBC में कौन सी जगह पे? Just let me know so I can refer.
Yeah, okay, fine. Just give me, you please continue. I
Yeah.
think within 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I'll just come back.
Okay, thank you.
सर मुझे एक क्वेश्चन करना है विद ड्यू परमिशन टू शर्मा सर.
Yeah.
सर जैसे डॉक्टर वसंत पटेल सर ने शुरुआत में बताया था कि जैसे कोविड का इतना बड़ा बढ़ गया है इश्यूज, तो काइंड फायर ऑफिशियल्स फ्रॉम द सीनियर मोस्ट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया should release a video of taking a proper fire care in COVID hospitals that can give a guidance to many hospitals at a time, sir. Is it not possible, sir?
Well, everything is possible, and this is the right thing you suggested. This is a perfectly right thing to be done. Well, for every such occupancy, something can be generated and should be generated. But who is to do it?
मिलिंद भाई जो डॉक्टर साहब का सजेशन था, उसके संबंध में मैं आपको एक सबमिशन कर रहा हूं. आप मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स के बहुत से वीडियो पुराने आप देखेंगे तो स्कूल सेफ्टी ये सब ऑलरेडी बने हुए रखे हैं. रेजिडेंट सेफ्टी वीडियो विल नॉट वर्क. वीडियो काम नहीं करने वाले हैं. वीडियो देख के अवेयरनेस नहीं आने वाली है. पीपल नीड टू गेट ऑन फील्ड टू गेट कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग. फील्ड पे आके कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग करनी पड़ेगी. पिक्चर देखने से अगर सलमान खान सारे बन जाते तो हिंदुस्तान में एक था जिसको आज तक 50 साल बाद भी लोग बाग देख ही रहे हैं, वो अलग एक्सेप्शन है. लेकिन आपको असली हीरो बनना है तो फील्ड में उतर के सिखाना पड़ेगा, तभी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग होगी. वीडियो बनाने से कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग अवेयरनेस थोड़ा कुछ लेवल तक हो सकती है। और आप देखोगे लॉट ऑफ वीडियोस जनरेटेड बाय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स इन पास्ट। I am having a series of that videos, school safety, evacuation drill, in case of earthquake, what to do, what not to do, all are available in library.
Rakesh, 1 minute.
Chaturvedi sir, I would just add, I think Mr. Sanjay was there. Please refer to part 3 development control rules and general building requirements. Please go the entire part 3 इसी पे बात करता है कि बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन कैसे होना चाहिए, which explains everything, और काफी विस्तार में उसको समझाया गया है। तो मिस्टर संजय, if you are there, what I was talking, that is on page number 52.
Page number 52.
Page number 52, volume 1, part 3.
Volume 1, part 3 for the building
सर
requirement.
आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख दीजिए ना सर, प्लीज आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख दीजिए।
Okay.
Yeah, Ashish Sharma, please continue.
Okay,
That is for a type of building will be separate, disabled and non-disabled. So disabled to be applied for the ICU and non-disabled to be applied to ward areas. Is it okay?
Well, that you can go through that and try to find out. I don't think
I
right.
think we should go and stick with this so that we can get insight of Ashish Sharma, what he has desired today and what he is going to deliver.
Okay.
Let him do it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Say one more thing I wanted to share. The suggestion came that training videos. I'm of this opinion that it should not be the training videos. It should be the real incident videos or the CCTV footages where things have gone wrong. I tell you, there was a workshop in Delhi that was around the year 2000. And it was, government was involved, including the chief minister and most of the ministers and all the government departments, each and every department. About 200 plus people were there, and they had about 20 groups of 10 people each. I tell you, one from the fire department, water supply, then civil, mechanical, or you got from every department like that, from DDA, from MCD like that, doctors. To each 10 group, they were supposed to do something and come out with the suggestions, what is required. And I tell you, I carried out, there are many congested areas in Delhi. About now 1800 plus onwards Jhuggi clusters, where about lakhs of people are living and lakhs of Jhuggis are there. Very dilapidated condition. Earthquake we were talking about those days, and I said that if there is an earthquake, these all will collapse and about 50 lakhs odd people will die. So I've taken the photographs of the selected areas, about 20 photographs, and large photographs, 5 inch by 7 inch, because that was not the jamana of this nowadays today's. So I had to have these photographs developed, and about 35 photographs I took it to the chief minister saying, ma'am, I want to share this information as a presentation, that this is the condition of Delhi. And we are talking about electricity, safety, आग लगेगी क्या होगा, भूचाल होगा तो क्या होगा, ये कितने मरेंगे. Can I share this? She saw everything, I tell you now, and she said, शर्मा जी आप तो डरा रहे हैं. आप डरा रहे हैं कि बता रहे हैं? मैं कहा मैडम ये डराने, ये रियली सिचुएशन ऐसी है. बोली don't share it now, but we share it with all the MLAs. We'll have a separate program in our auditorium in the secretariat building, and I would request you to share this with that. So now, type of the thing is there, if we show the real things, no, ये आदमी के टांग कांपती है जब हमारे आग लगती है. ये जब जिस दिन इंसिडेंट होता है ना, ये कोविड का हो गया, ये अपने AMRI का हो गया, सारे हॉस्पिटल में सब डरे होते हैं. 2-3 दिन 4 दिन बताइए, वो आपको बुलाएंगे, आपको ऑडिट भी कराएंगे, आपसे सजेशन लेंगे, 20 आदमी ट्रेनिंग के लिए इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे. 1 महीने बाद जाइए, आपको 2 आदमी नहीं मिलेंगे ट्रेनिंग के लिए, और वो मिलेंगे जो दिखाता है कोई काम कहीं नहीं करता है, उसको भेज दो, वो काम नहीं करता उसको भेज दो, जो बिल्कुल कहीं पर काम नहीं करते वो मिलेंगे ट्रेनिंग के लिए. सो एटीट्यूड इज एंटायरली डिफरेंट. जब झटका लगता है, जब सामने दिखता है, लोग जेल में बंद हो गए चले गए, तो उनको थोड़े दिन लगता है. तो नाउ वी हैव टू शो देम द रियल इंसिडेंट्स ऑफ फायर, कि भाई आग लगी थी, ये फुटेज है, देखो कैसे मरे थे, कैसे क्या हुआ था. ये दिखाएंगे तो उनको लगेगा कि दिस हॉस्पिटल के अपने आदमी भी मरे थे अंदर, जो काम डॉक्टर भी फंस गए थे. तो भैया आप अपने लिए जानो इन चीजों के बारे में, ये दिखा करके फिर उनको समझाना पड़ेगा। तो वी नीड दिस एज ए, मैंने बताया ना, ये जो फुटेज था अपना इसका वडोदरा हॉस्पिटल का है शायद, सायाजी हॉस्पिटल का, 3 मिनट का है, आप उसको उनके पास है, जडेजा के पास, जिस भी हॉस्पिटल में जाइए आप दिखा दीजिए उनको। आई डिड इट इन सफदरजंग हॉस्पिटल इन वन ऑफ द सेमिनार ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम, एमएस के सामने और डिप्टी एमएस के सामने दिखाया, सब देखिए कितना देर है आपके पास इवैक्यूएशन के लिए। आप जो बात कर रहे हैं, आपके आधे तो दरवाजे बंद हैं जिसमें लॉक लगा रखा है क्योंकि सिक्योरिटी रीजन से। तो अगर आपके डॉक्टर्स को, नर्सेज को नहीं पता होगा, उस सेमिनार में देयर आर ओनली 3 डॉक्टर्स, बाकी सारे इधर उधर का स्टाफ था। मैंने कहा सर आज कितने आदमी हैं डॉक्टर्स और नर्सेज? 3-4 नर्सेज और 2 डॉक्टर, बस this all आउट ऑफ 50 पीपल। तो इनकी जो डिस्प्लेस्ड जो है ना, बिकॉज दैट इज कि भैया, अच्छा दे आर राइट ऑन दैट, बिकॉज उनको तो हॉस्पिटल चलाना है, फायर तो कभी लगेगी, देखा जाएगा वंस इन ब्लू मून दैट दे मे बी नो।
Sharma sir, I think you should have a 5-minute rest and have some water, and till you come back. And anybody want to speak, because he is continuously speaking. I think so you need sir 1-2 minute rest and have a glass of water. So that
सर एक जस्ट एक छोटी सी कहानी के थ्रू समझाने का ट्राई कर रहा हूँ।
फाइनल ईयर
लोकेश
नेशनल
जी,
फायर सर्विस स्कूल।
या बोलिए।
Sir, I'm Lokesh from National Fire Service College, currently pursuing my final year.
Yeah.
The discussion has put me, like a very insightful discussion, sir, but it has kind of put me in a dilemma. So I'd like to sum up the discussion and then put up my question, if you allow, sir.
Yeah, you can sum up. What is the dilemma you have in your mind?
Yes, sir.
We want
Because
to know.
yes, sir. Currently, what the discussion suggests and what we see actually also is that the majority of the fires are in ICU, neonatal care units, and the electrical appliances in the hospitals. Why these incidences are happening are because of maintenance issues, because of lack of training to the staff, because of blocked escape routes, because of no ventilation and overloading of the electrical circuits. So these issues are very basic to their issue, like to their nature. They are very basic, and these are the issues which are not very big to their nature, and they should be dealt at the beginning, at the very issue of the core of the fire safety. So, and currently the situation of the fire in the hospitals have even become more critical, because at this time the hospitals are functioning at their peak capacity, and at such times we expect shortcomings in the hospitals, and we can't expect hospitals to be at their full efficiency in terms of fire safety. So at such times we expect some kind of shortcomings in the fire safety in the hospitals. So the situation has become even more critical. And like the title of the webinar was, like the hospitals that were termed were Amri Hospital, some hospital, Shrey Hospital. So what I see in this is that Amri Hospital fire was in 2011, some hospital was in 2016, Shrey Hospital was in 2020. So even after around a gap of 10 years, there is still the same issues that we're facing in hospital fires. Like, we should have moved on from these issues. There should have been developments in the field of fire and safety. Even after a gap of 10 years, we are like currently facing the same issues that we faced 10 years back. So somewhere or the other, what I feel as a young, like in front of such stalwarts in the discussion, I feel like a newborn to this field, and I feel kind of helpless, because somewhere or the other the fire safety plans and strategies have failed to deliver, or there are something or the other that is not being able to, like the plans are not being implemented, or somewhere or the other they are facing problem. So what puts me in a dilemma is that as a newcomer to this field, like I'm currently in my final year of my in NFSC Nagpur, and I've been placed in All India. So as a newcomer, I'll be entering the field next year. So as what I feel is, what all things from your experiences would you like to give to the newer generation that we should take care of in order to improve this field of fire and safety, so that the mistakes are not repeated even after a gap of 10, 20, say n number of years. So what all should we keep in mind so that the situation is not repeated again and again? And one
okay, now I'm inviting A.K. Sharma. A.K. Sharma sir, who is with us, I think so. A.K. Sharma sir? Because I have seen a pop-up, A.K. Sharma sir is there, no issue. So, Ashish Sharma sir?
Yeah, please. Sharma sir.
A.K. Sharma sir is there?
Bolo. Yes, Chaturvedi.
Yes, sir. This guy is having a few questions. I think you might be here. He is in dilemma. After these last few decades, we are seeing hospital fire in a different way, different state, different time. But the situation has remained same. So he is a new NFSC guy. He is in slightly in dilemma as a fire safety professional. How is going there and how we are looking for further. So sir, please share your insight on this point so that he is in dilemma, might be come out of dilemma.
लोकेश जी, आप बीई कर रहे हैं अभी?
Yes sir, correct sir. Jain sir, I am in my final year sir currently.
Good. अरे अभी तो यार पढ़ाई भी पूरी नहीं करी, तुम्हारा डिलेमा पहले शुरू हो गया.
Yes, after the discussion, I feel kind of helpless at that. Even after hearing all these experienced people who have devoted their life to the fire to this field, they kind of like, as Ashish Sharma said, ki.
Okay. Just listen. When we joined our services, the situation was even bad. Okay, and when my predecessor was there, the situation was still bad. Okay, when we look at the hindsight, जब हम पीछे देखते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है हमने कैसे काम किया ऐसी सिचुएशन में. आज की सिचुएशन बहुत मच मोर बेटर है. Okay, as the time passes, the progress in the profession take place and you are in a better position to manage things, understand things, address things. Okay, it is only because you are making a development every year, some development every years. Okay, there was a 2005 code, 83 code was there, 97 code was there, then you have 2005 code, 2016 code. Now compare the 16 code with 2005 or even 1997 or 1983. So you will see a lot of sea changes has taken place in this new code. And when you will see this code in say 5-10 years hence, there will be another change will be addressed by this code. So this is a development process. Okay, now it has to have a scientific input. Okay, unless you have a scientific and research input to these documents, that document will be a scrap of paper. That's all. It will not do any function, or it will not be effective in its function when it is applied to the in reality. Okay, now you as a student have to understand all these things. Not only that, you have to develop an insight of all these things and deliver. Now the problem is when you deliver, you are influenced by so many factors. Okay, now that your power is of power of thinking, the thought process is influenced by so many factors. या ये तो मंत्री जी का वो है, ये तो IAS अफसर ने कहा है, ये मेरे पिताजी की सिफारिश है, ये मेरे